What is going on, guys? Sid here with another spooky season specials, and guys, tonight we are going to be tackling night 5 in Five Nights at Freddy's. And guys, if you missed episodes 1 to 4, I think you should check out those nights, right? Because each one of those nights in spooky season specials it did show the progression of the game and how progressively harder each of the levels got. So guys, I have no clue what to expect in night 5. This is my first time attempting night 5. Guys, this should be really interesting, but we're gonna follow the strategy that we did in night 4, right? And hopefully we can clear this level. I doubt we will, but I'm gonna give it my best go, and if we succeed on the first try, all the more power to me. But guys, this is definitely one of the scariest games I've ever played in the past 20 years. Definitely one of the best games I've played in the past 20 years. Definitely one of the most novel games. Definitely cult classic status. If you guys haven't played this game, I suggest you get this game. It's dirt cheap right now. It's probably free to dirt cheap depending on the platform you're playing on. And you'd be in for a world of amazingly good times, right? So with that being said, let's jump into night number 5. Alright, so guys, if you missed night number 4 was a pivotal moment for me in this game. Simply because guys, nights numbers 1 to 3, I was going in completely cold turkey. I did not know. I knew everything about this game, but I did not know. I did not have a set strategy in how to lock the animatronics in place, or to simply just figure out their timings in the game. And over time, over the natural course of the game, over the natural progression of the game cycle, you're gonna learn how the animatronics move. Now, the differences between nights 4 and nights 5 is just gonna be your reaction timing, right? That's the biggest takeaway from that, right? You've got to have your reaction timing down packed. Now, that's number 1. Number 2, I'm playing on a ported version of this game, right? It's probably an emulated version, but it's for the PlayStation 4. So certain things that you do in the PC that I've seen the PC walkthroughs do, especially PS. Major thank you to Ambiance, YouTube user Ambiance, right? He basically he set the strategy that we're using here in motion that has allowed us to pretty much tackle nights 4 and nights 5, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna be spamming an area on the map, essentially, right? So what he did was he did it on the PC. So it's whatever's there on the PC is going to be a slightly different experience on the PlayStation 4 and 5, simply because the camera movements, especially when you're clicking on the door, on the lights and the door buttons, they're a little bit more delayed, right? From what I'm realizing, right? So aside from that, what you're gonna want to do, right, is you're gonna want to lock some of the animatronics in place naturally. Some of them move regardless, right? Some of them move on screen regardless of if you're trying to lock them in place. So how you lock them in place is you stay on the show stage, right? If you can, right? Sometimes errors happen, accidents happen, and I've had some of the more dangerous characters from the show stage, some of the more dangerous animatronics from the show stage escape that stage, right? So Foxy is the main culprit. If you guys are new to this game and whatnot, you're probably not going to understand what I'm talking about. But for everyone tuning into night 5 that has seen videos 1 to 4, you know Foxy is the major culprit. One of the major culprits, if not the major culprit in this game, right? Every other animatronic you can time within reason, but Foxy, if he escapes and he goes to camera 1C, where camera 1C is on the map, Pirate Cove, that's when you're in for a world of hurt, and you've got to lock Foxy in place there, right? So you ideally want to lock them on the show stage, right? And this is my 4th attempt. This is my 4th attempt at night 5, right? It was just getting the hang of it. I was just getting up, getting my reflexes down, and up to speed, the correct speed, and just listening into the content clues. So you've got to listen for the little taps that they do when they're coming closer to you on screen, because you're slumped in between 2B and 4B, right? That's where you are. So they're gonna walk down the hallway, but the animatronics that are usually walking down the hallway, right, between 2B and 4B, you can time them, right? The movements of the animatronics are random, but you can time them within reason. So you can only lock the door, and you can essentially conserve your power for as long as humanly possible, which is an amazing thing, right? And you only have to switch off the show stage once or twice, right? Just to be certain that you're not using up too much of your power. So we're coming across like 2 a.m. on night 5, and we're pretty good on power, right? No complaints on power, and I did a couple of safety measures, and I dropped the doors. Just because sometimes the animatronics do have a tendency to jump, right? Or they're in a blind spot and they jump on you, they pounce on you, and they just maul your face off, right? So these animatronics are definitely haunted, they're definitely possessed, and they're definitely out for blood, right? But this is the strategy I use in Night 4. Once again, thank you to Ambiance. Of course, on the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5, it's a little different, right? Because you can't span the screens from left to right and right to left as fast as you can on the PC, right? So that's the only drawback, right? So what I had to do is I had to stay by a side, pick a side essentially, right? And span the camera on the show stage, and that locks the animatronics, right? So it's essentially pick a side, hit the lights, pick a side, hit the lights when necessary, and drop the door when you hear the sounds, right? When you're hearing the small, minute little tap taps, and if there's like a laugh, you know, you just do it out of precaution, right? But you don't want to do that too much because you're going to use up your power. So we're at 3 a.m., we're at 45%, and that's not good, right? You want to be above 50%, right? But unfortunately for Night 5, the power consumption the animatronics are just moving at a faster rate, right? You just have to naturally just save your behind a lot more, right? So it's completely randomized, and this take, right, I was expecting very, very much, I was expecting to die, right? Because I'm at 40% at 3 a.m., right? 40% at 3 a.m. is not ideal, right? You want to be, well, we're coming across like the 4 a.m. mark, right? But, 38% around 4 a.m., 37% around 4 a.m. We're about to hit 4 a.m., right? Essentially. But, it's not that bad, 36%. Okay. So, it's not too bad, right? Because you're going to distribute it maybe 15% per hour, right? And that's like clearing it by hairline, right? Like it's literally going to be by the skin of your teeth, you're going to clear the levels if you're at these percentage marks, right? So it's not the best in terms of power, but it's only so much you can do because sometimes the levels just call for you to use up your power in a way, right? So as you can see, I locked the door when the duck arrived. I think that's the duck, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, let's see, Mr. Lessie. Still locking the show stage, as you can see, and this definitely comes with a seizure warning, right? Simply because you're spamming the show stage so much, right? But this is the only technique that has been tried and true that I've seen, right? That you can carry over from nights 4 to 5, and with some degree of certainty, you can pretty much time their motions a little better, right? You can anticipate a lot of the stuff, right? So we're at 20%, and we're nearing on 5 a.m., which is actually really, really decent, right? I mean, there's a high certainty that we're gonna clear the level, and it's one of those things where I was doing this 3 times before I did this run, right? We're at 5 a.m., 14%. We're a little under. So that's why I opened the shutter door ahead of time, right? I just had to take my chances because this was a scary round, right? Similar to night number 4, right? Very, very scary, right? And I had to span the cameras. I had to go through the cameras like crazy because we're at 10%, right? And there's not much else you can do when you're down to the wire like this, right? We're at 9%, and I had to keep the doors open, right? Ideally, you don't want to be hitting the lights this much, and you don't want to be spamming the cameras this much, and you don't want to be spamming the doors. Essentially, the doors will eat up your power more. But the animatronic that eats up your power the most is the person that we're locking in place. And remember, that's why we're doing this. Because Foxy, if you've seen nights 1 to 3, right, especially nights 2 and 3, you're gonna see Foxy, and 4 as well, right? You're gonna see Foxy. You're going to see the reasoning behind that. Foxy basically takes down your power from 1% on the first knock at the door, right? And then he takes it down by 6%, then he takes it down even further, right? And he just keeps, once you don't have control, once you haven't figured out Foxy, you're just in for a world of hurt, right? So the lights flicker off, right? Because I'm out of power. And I'm just like thinking to myself, I was at 5 a.m. for quite some time, right? So I'm like thinking to myself, it better jump to to 6 a.m. And guys, look at this. in similar fashion to night number 5, we beat the game. So good job, sport. See you next week. So guys, for $120, you survive, right? Your life was worth $120 in Five Nights at Freddy's. But that'll be the video for now. And there's a night 6. So guys, this has been Sid with another Spooky Season Specials. Peace, love, all the blessings to you and yours. Hit that like, comment, subscription, notification bell just to keep the channel going. Cheers. Love you guys.